She wasn't the target. She wasn't even home. And yet, somehow, she's the only one who ended up in jail. This is the story behind Glorilla's July 2025 arrest, and it's got the internet flipping tables. The mugshot? Viral. The jail footage? Shocking. But the real story? Way deeper than what's trending. What happened that night and what the cops found has fans questioning everything they thought they knew about how justice is supposed to work. It all started around 1:30 a.m. on July 20th, 2025. 3 suspects broke into Glorilla's home in Forsyth County, Georgia. But Glo? She wasn't even there. She was in Indianapolis performing at the WNBA All-Star Game halftime show. Inside the house, a family member heard the break-in and fired warning shots, scaring the burglars away. They grabbed jewelry and fled. No injuries, no suspects caught. But then the story took a hard left. Police claimed they smelled marijuana, got a warrant, and searched the house. And what they found in Glo's closet changed everything. Inside her bedroom closet, police allegedly found over an ounce of marijuana and a Schedule I controlled substance. 2 days later, on July 22nd, Glorilla voluntarily turned herself in. She was booked at the Forsyth County Jail, hit with 2 felony charges, and released after posting a $22,260 bond. And the charges? Not light at all. Felony marijuana possession over 1 ounce. Felony possession of a controlled substance. In Georgia, that could mean 1 to 10 years in prison for the weed alone, even more depending on the type of controlled substance. And since Glo was already dealing with a previous DUI charge in Georgia from 2024, things could get complicated real quick. Legal experts say Georgia doesn't mess around when it comes to drug laws. This is a storm Glo never saw coming and one that could derail everything she's built. As soon as her mugshot hit the timeline, the internet exploded. Some praised her flawless jail look, but others weren't distracted. The question on everyone's mind: how does the victim of a break-in end up as the only one in jail? Then Glorilla spoke out. "My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focused on some cannabis." Her post on X went viral, over 60,000 likes. Fans were outraged. So burglars break in and she gets arrested? They had no business searching anything when people stole from her. People were furious and scared because what Glo's facing isn't just charges. It's years behind bars, loss of endorsements, canceled shows, frozen career. Let's be real, Glorilla has been on fire. Over 24 million monthly Spotify listeners, a debut album that had the biggest opening week of any female rapper in 2024, 2 Grammy nominations, top 40 hits with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. She's only been in the game for about 2.5 years, but it doesn't feel that way. She's already a staple in the culture. So to see all of that put at risk because of a break-in she wasn't even there for, fans were stunned. Glorilla's attorneys didn't hold back. Drew Findling and Marissa Goldberg slammed the arrest as a disturbing window into the priorities of law enforcement. They called it a failure of justice, not just legally, but morally. The police had a home invasion on their hands. Instead, they focused on a closet, and they left the real criminals free. It wasn't just frustrating, it was traumatizing. Glo's family had just gone through a violent break-in, and now they're dealing with arrest headlines and courtroom stress. And the worst part? This might not have happened if she weren't a black woman in hip-hop. That's what the internet was saying, and loudly. The arrest went beyond just one rapper. It became a lightning rod for deeper issues. Fans flooded Twitter with support, anger, and questions. Would this happen to a white celebrity? Why is the system always targeting black women, even when they're the victims? Memes, hashtags, celebrity support, the backlash wasn't slowing down. This wasn't about weed. It was about power, race, and who gets protected versus who gets punished. Let's be crystal clear, this isn't just a slap on the wrist. Glorilla is facing felony charges that could wipe out everything she's built. Potential jail time, loss of endorsements, Tour cancellations, collaborations scrapped. She's at the height of her career and suddenly staring down courtrooms instead of cameras. This isn't a scandal. It's a warning. Glorilla didn't get arrested because she messed up. She got arrested because the system decided to flip the script. She was a victim, but somehow she became the suspect. And while she's out on bond and fighting back, the people who broke into her home, still free. That's the part the mugshot doesn't show. That's the part that fans refuse to ignore. As Glorilla's story picked up steam, the media frenzy followed, and not all coverage was fair. Some outlets leaned into sensationalism. Tabloid headlines ran wild. Rapper busted in drug-fueled home drama. Glorilla's secret closet life? They didn't highlight the break-in. They didn't highlight the fact she wasn't even home. Instead, they spun the narrative to feed clicks and controversy. Meanwhile, influencers and YouTube commentators jumped in, some showing support, others speculating recklessly. This wasn't just a legal case now. It was a public spectacle, one where the truth often got buried beneath the noise. And with every video, tweet, and headline, the pressure on Glorilla grew. The court of public opinion? Brutal. The court of law? Still pending. But amid the chaos, something powerful happened. The culture rallied. Artists like Megan Thee Stallion, Lil Durk, and SZA took to social media to back Glo. They really trying to lock her up for being the victim? We're not letting that slide. Free Glo. Protect Black women at all costs. Even civil rights figures and organizations like the NAACP and Color of Change chimed in, demanding accountability from the Forsyth County police. It wasn't just sympathy. It was solidarity, because Glorilla's story reflected something bigger. The way Black women are too often criminalized, even when they're the ones calling for help. What started as a local arrest had become a national rallying cry, not just for justice for Glo, but justice for every woman who's been punished for surviving. Glo's message to her fans. In the middle of all the legal chaos, social media firestorms, and headlines, Glorilla did something rare. She paused, and she spoke directly to her fans. On Instagram Live, she appeared calm but firm. This ain't the end of me. They tried to paint me as the problem, but I've never been afraid to fight for myself, and I won't stop now. She thanked her supporters. She called out the injustice. And most of all, she reminded people that her story isn't over. Fans flooded the comments. You got this, Glo. We ride with you until it's right. You're not alone. Because no matter what the court decides, one thing's already clear. Glorilla's not just a rapper. She's a survivor, a symbol, and now a voice for something bigger than music. And when she steps back on stage, you better believe she'll have something to say. It's not just about weed. It's about who gets treated like a threat and who gets treated like a person. Glorilla has the fan base, the legal team, and the drive to beat this. But the stakes are real. This is bigger than a charge. It's a test, and the whole world is watching.